Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. This is a Ask Lakia, or basically a support group requested video. If you are interested in joining the support group that I run over on Facebook, that link is beneath this video and all of my videos, okay? So periodically I do post threads on there where I ask the survivors if they have any questions or concerns that they would like for me to address via video. So here we are. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in to this survivor's questions and concerns. She says, I'm divorcing the narc, but I'm always consumed with whoever he is with is better than me. I seem to be stuck on this. My head knows he is trash, but this pops up for me a lot. All right, and then under her statement, I seen that a lot of other survivors were liking this, so they can connect to what she's experiencing right now. So let's talk about it. The first thing she says is, I'm divorcing the narc. So that tells me a lot right there. Technically, you're still his wife on paper, so it probably wasn't that long ago that you guys were under the same roof and living as husband and wife. So, at this point, chances are, and I can tell just by what you're saying right here, is you're very emotionally attached to him still. And for non-narcissistic people, and particularly in a marriage, it's very rare to find that detachment occur before the divorce is even final. That's very rare, because a lot of times our emotions have to catch up with our logic. And just like you said at the end, he's trash. That's your logic right there. But your emotions are consumed with whomever he is with. Now, you're used to being the wife here. You're used to being the wife, and you're used to being with him, even if he is a jerk, even if, you're saying he is a piece of trash, or he wasn't, the husband. He is a narcissist. So you're still used to being with that narcissist. And the divorce hasn't even happened yet. So, yeah, the typical person is going to go through a period of curiosity. Because as you guys had this divorce pending, that narcissist probably feels like, you know what, I'm free to go and be now. Like, we're technically not together. We're separated now. I don't have to hide those other supplies that chances are, unfortunately, that he had during that marriage with you. Now he probably feels like, he's free enough to just go ahead and be with that person. All right. So, you're used to being that wife, and you're still in that wife mind. You haven't detached from that yet. And it might take some time for your emotions to catch up with your logic. Okay. So, let's talk about some other angles here. You said you're divorcing the narc. Now think about that. You're divorcing a narcissist. Now, by the time someone is divorcing a narcissist, chances are this person has experienced extreme psychological, emotional, sometimes physical, sometimes financial, sometimes sexual abuse. So, by the time you're actually divorcing that narcissist, you probably feel beat down, and you may even feel like you're at one of your lowest points of your life. Usually that narcissist is skipping down a road with the mistress, or, that side piece that he was seeing anyway. And you're picking up the pieces because you were being sincere. You were actually the one being honest and loyal to this narcissist. So it's devastating. It's another strike to your ego. It's another stab into your heart, if you will, also. So, that can put you in a fragile state emotionally. And, when all of that's happening, the domino effect is a person with lower self-esteem, with lower self-confidence. So, all these things are working together to not make you feel at your best. So now, the narcissist is turning it up with this other person and love bombing them. They're getting more pieces of the narcissist because guess what? He doesn't have to really give. He's not giving that energy to you per se. Now he can give more energy to that person. So now they might seem shiny and glowy and happy and blissful because they're in the illusion right now of the love bomb phase. Okay? That's what they are. But, let's have a bigger picture. Let's look at the bigger picture. And I always recommend this for survivors. And when we do that, it tends to make things really clear because you ever hear that saying, sometimes we're too close to something to really see the clear picture? You ever put something too close to your eyes? Wasn't it kind of blurry? But when you step back a little bit, you begin to see the picture better. Okay? So if we step back and look at the bigger picture of this is what your logic might help you say. This woman is beginning where you were before you married the narcissist. So she's all the way back there, honey. Okay, you're completing the cycle with the narcissist. And yes, it stings at the end because now you're being pushed. The universe is giving you that momentum to force you to get into reality. And, those realities aren't pretty because you're seeing that he was trash. I'm taking your words right now. And you're seeing, how he dropped the ball and it wasn't, what you had hoped it was going to be. And now you're going to have that ending. And that's not a horrible thing to have that ending. God, it's merciful. It's graceful to have that ending. Can you imagine the rest of your life? Okay. So if we know that he was trash, he's going to have to get with someone on a low enough vibration and their mentality that they would accept that trash. Okay, somebody's with him right now, taking his lies, falling for his games and his manipulation. He probably even told me, yes, I am a married man, but she treated me horrible. I just want a good woman in my life. He's not even divorced and this person is all over him because chances are they were all over him before you guys even filed for the divorce. So we already see the caliber of woman that we're dealing with. So if you know what this woman looked like and you're trying to judge her on shallow aspects, oh, I think she has a smaller waist. Oh, I think her hair is longer. Oh, I think her beauty is higher externally compared to social standards of physical beauty. Like if you're judging her on that level, you've missed something. You've missed something. Because what I tell people all the time, and this is why a lot of times when narcissists go to the next supply, whether you think she looks more attractive or not, is the mentality that has allowed her to be able to function with him, and particularly long term. Because we know he's not doing the work or anything like that. So the mask is going to come off. That little fake honeymoon is going to run its course and she's going to get the same thing that you got. All right. So, you acknowledging that he's trash, but why would you think then that he would be able to secure in a long run a good woman? He's going to have to lie and manipulate and keep on a mask. And we know that they have to go through their cycle of abuse. She's eventually going to see it. And if you only, like I said, if you're only thinking she's a better woman because you thinking she looks physically better, or you think she's up higher up a corporate ladder, or she has a few more dollars in her pocket, it's her mentality. It's a lot of people in high places who are screwed up mentally. Okay. So it may look externally, it may look like it, but you don't know what's going on behind that door and behind those blinds. So we can't be shallow in that. But even bigger than that is an indication of your shattered self-esteem, and that's very typical for someone who has been abused on so many levels and basically traumatized. Usually by the end of a marriage with a narcissist, you're feeling very traumatized. So, it's really time for you to reconnect with yourself, okay, and separate from the narcissist. There's still too much of attachment because your low self-esteem right now is based off of all the horrible treatment and experiences that this person was inflicting on you. And yes, that you allowed and participated in. But it was his nastiness, it was his ugliness, it was his darkness. And that, of course, was fueled by his narcissism. But that doesn't have to be your mess. That that doesn't have to define your self-worth, sweetie. You have to learn to grow that shield. But before you can even grow that shield, you're going to have to detach from the things that need to be on the other side of that shield to begin with. All right? I highly recommend that you get some coaching so that we can just talk specifically about, some of these areas and like I said, specifically get to that. All right. It's going to be all right. Congratulations on choosing yourself. I know that probably was a hard decision, but it's going to get better, but it might feel like it's getting worse before it gets better because you have to go through that purge. Okay. But all survivors go through that, and it's going to make you stronger and it's going to make you wiser. All right. So, yes, realize that woman is not evolved. You're getting away from the toxic person and she's coming into them. So, she has the same lessons or similar lessons to be learning for herself. Okay. If anything, you should be lightning years ahead of her. She's at the beginning of the process. All right. You've been there. You've done that. You paid your dues. You're going to graduate. Just do your shadow work so that you'll never be in this situation again. All right. So I hope this video has helped you and anyone else that struggle with this. And if it resonates with you, go ahead and hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified. I do upload videos on a regular basis. Go on over to the support group on Facebook, if you please. I do offer the coaching on my website, lakiacrawford.com. Lots of different ways that we can do that. Voice calls, FaceTime, Skypes, email coaching. I even have a mobile text support. You can get that on my website, or you can get a really great deal by coming over to my Patreon and being a monthly supporter to me. You pick one of the membership tiers, but at $150 a month, you unlock mobile texting to me. You can text me anytime you want, and that's great, especially for people in the beginning of no contact. You can text me instead of that narcissist. That's a great thing to have in your back pocket. And then there are lesser tiers starting at $14.99, and those come with perks as well. All right. So thank you to everyone that do support me already on Patreon. If you like this channel, over 500 videos here, feel free to go over there and, show support and become a monthly Patreon. Okay. Other than that, I've written books, guys. I have No Narc merchandise on my website, lakiacrawford.com. You're definitely welcome to look at that. Other ways to donate to the channel is through Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. That information is beneath all of the videos, guys. All right. Other than that, liking the video, leaving comments are great ways to support the channel as well. It helps to push the content out in YouTube world and spread awareness. And of course, each one teach one. Talk to your daughters and your nieces and the young ladies in your neighborhood and your friends, and school them too. Let's just uplift the emotional maturity vibrations in the world. How about that? All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in. And of course, what I say at the end of all of my videos, never stop doing the work, never give up on yourself. And until next time, please take care.